Good morning. This is the buy sell short popper scan for Saturday, April 9th. We're going to start off first with DEJ. Of course, there are a few oil plays on the popper scan. No real surprise given the move we had in oil prices on Friday. The stocks really didn't perform that well, so we're going to have to see what happens here on Monday. DEJ, it looks like we're probably going to need a break of 46 cents. 45, 44 cent is a breakout here. But, volume really has not picked up that much. I think a break of 46 cents is probably what will set this one free. The next oil play is CFW. I actually think this oil stock is a turd, which is why it's up. They are out of cash. This is a stock I'd be worried taking it home at night simply because, actually, let me check it out real quick. Yeah, looking at the Yahoo Finance details, they've got $200,000 in cash, $67 million in debt. Dilution could come at any time in this one. If I played it, I would play it intraday only. It did peak above the 60 level early in the day. Volume really picked up on this one on Friday, so a break of 61 cents. You could jump in and possibly get a move up to 70 cents, especially if the oil stocks start to wake up this week. HMPR, small little bank, again on the popper scan. 70 cents is what I would look to jump in at, but this bank has some risk and, would be one if I was trading it. I would only trade it intraday, and if I got 5 or 10 cents on it, if it did break 70 cents, I'd be taking that really, really quick and keeping stops really tight if I jumped into it. Actually, if we check out, let's see the recent news on this one. Actually, it looks like they're going to be doing a reverse split in 2 weeks, 1 for 25. So, it might see a little intraday move from traders who don't do the research, and that's pretty much it. Next up, we have TGC. Now, this oil play frustrated a lot of traders, especially after its earnings report. But it's had a surprising spike on Friday. This one actually moved with oil. Very few stocks other than TIV actually moved with oil prices. Trying to break out here, would possibly add this one 122 break with 115 stops and a move to 135. Again, if the oil plays start to move on Monday. Another energy player that is on the pop scan had a nice move on Friday was CAK. This can be a frustrating play. Where did it close at? Up 12% on Friday on volume that was just a little bit above average. So, a break of 150 could give a 10-cent plus pop. Again, if the oil plays are moving early. If you do jump into this one, it was up big on Friday. Volume was only 700K. The average volume is 550K. So, if trading this one on a break of 150, I would probably keep stops at a buck 47 and look for a 5 to 10 cent scalp and be happy with that if I got it. Next up is ACAD, Acadia Pharmaceuticals. Still waiting for that break of 180 really to set it free. And, this could possibly be a rule of two stock, which is why we continue to monitor it. HRZ is on the popper scan, but this one has had a big run over the last 3 weeks. And the reason for this plunge 2 weeks ago was the company contemplating bankruptcy. At this price, I would not even consider it just with that bankruptcy risk sitting out there. You can watch it to see how the charts develop, but this is not a stock. Whenever I see bankruptcy rumors floating around, I'd rather play it safe than be sorry and jump into a play that goes BK on me. DYAX been a huge mover for us over the last 3 days. Next breakout is 180, and our target is $2 on this one. Pullbacks, I would look probably to add pullbacks. A buck 70. We got a nice little push on the close on Friday, so let's see if we can get a continuation move through $1.80 Monday. If we get a break through $1.80, you could possibly consider jumping into a scalp position and maybe trail your stops 3 to 4 cents lower on that scalp and look for 190 to $2. SNSS. Nice little pop on Friday, despite the crappy market. Next level to watch on this one is a breakthrough 220. I jumped out of this one late on Friday just because I was looking to raise some cash, but I would definitely be looking to jump into this one again on a break at 220 with 215 stops, and next target being 230, 240 range, and then see where it goes from there. Next up, BIOD. This was on the Popper scan earlier this week. Another biotech stock. 220 is the ad spot on this one, and target is 240 with stops at 210. So that is one I would be keeping a very, very close eye on this week. Radio 1, ROIK, 220 break. Could give a nice run to 240. Again, we're keeping, on these Popper scans, we're aiming low. We're looking for 5 to 20 cent moves on these ones, and then playing it by ear after that. I know some of you are going, I know a couple of you said in the chat room there the other day, I don't want to play stocks for a 5 or 10 cent gain. A 5 or 10 cent gain on a $1 to $2 stock is a very nice return for a one-day move. Small gains win this business. I can't say it enough. ROIK, 220 break, 215 stops, 230 to 240 would be our first scalp target on that one. USAT, USA Technologies. This one's actually been bouncing all over the place over the last couple of days. But as you can see, it's had some nice intraday ranges. It looked like I had put a bottom in on Friday and then ended up closing at the lows. Definitely one I would keep an eye on for an intraday scalp come Monday. Could be a very nice, juicy mover up and down. I mean, it had a 20 cent almost range on Friday, 18 cent range. That's a nice little range on a market that was not that great on Friday. ANX continues to slowly move higher since it jumped on the Popper scan. Next breakout is, the 240 level. I would possibly consider jumping into a scalp position on this one with a 260 target, and I would place my stops at the low of Friday, which is 232. Actually, the low was 227. I wouldn't give it that much rope. I might go 232, 234 as my stop if I jumped in on a 240 break. Next up is another biotech stock, SNV. It's been up the last 3 days, but I like seeing pop scan plays where it has a big up day move, and then you can see 2 days of it having big up day moves in a range. Typically, if it breaks that high, which is 273, we should see a run to the 295 area. So I would place a buy trigger on this one, 275, 269 stops, 295 to $3 would be the target on this one. Last but not least is URZ, uranium stock. It was on the pop scan the other day. Very nice bottoming action here. Very small move. The other uranium plays have really been asleep over the last couple of days. This one, very interesting setup here. Closed actually 17 cents below the day low. So this one could be an interesting move, even if it just moved back up to Friday's high. And you can place your stops at, where did it close? We closed at 329. So possibly consider an entry 332, 333 with stops at the close, and then target, at least first target, being 346. Now, if this one moves, I would also keep a close eye on the other uranium stocks. URRE, 220, it tried to break out. We've been raising our buy stop on this one the last couple of days. 225 would be the buy on this one, especially if the other uranium stocks are moving. So that's it for the Popper scan plays. Any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat room, and I'll see you guys in there Monday. Bye.